Sorry for the long wait, guys, but I have finally finished it. The 775 watt light stand, made completely out of mainly conduit, electrical parts, and a bunch of light bulbs. The base is a tripod holder, which was going to be used for the camera jib I'm working on, but I don't see myself completing that anytime soon, so I decided to use this for that. And the legs are made out of 1/2-inch conduit, and the metal post is 3/4 conduit. The connection here for the 3 tripod legs is some just pieces of flat aluminum bent into angular pieces and then riveted and bolted together. This is going to be made so it can be collapsed. These do move right now, but what I'm hoping to do is add the little beam or little support bars that go down at the bottom of a tripod, and then when you collapse it, it'll go up. So I'm thinking about using a 3/4 piece of junction coupling to a conduit, and then have that turned on a lathe, and then I'll figure out some way to attach the pieces of metal onto there, and then we'll be able to move up the piece of conduit so I can transport this a little bit better. Here's the control station of the lights. Turns on 3 banks of lights, 3 in each, made out of an aluminum project enclosure from Radio Shack, and it's got some switches that I ordered off All Electronics. They're rated for 120 volts or 125 volts at like 2 or 3 amps, so it works great. And then over here I have just a regular dimmer switch, which you can't see too well, but that's in a little junction box there too. Had a really hard time getting the junction box connectors into these, since this was not made, well, this didn't have the knockouts for this, so I had to take a countersink bit and then a pair of tin snips with just one blade of them and use that as a reamer, and it took forever to get that to the right hole size, but eventually I got it and it works out pretty well. So first we have 120 volts coming in here, goes to the dimmer so you can have any kind of voltage or rheostat voltage, whatever, and then it goes over here and then it comes out of this plug. This is made so you can unplug it and the whole light bank comes off of it, so you can transport it better, and then that collapses and blah blah blah. And so that unplugs. This plugs into the light bank, switch control, and then this one is out of the dimmer switch. Had to make sure that this wasn't the one that goes out of the dimmer switch, because if you did touch that, it would shock you really badly. So that goes onto there, and it's connected and goes up to the switches. Once it goes up through the dimmer and to the switches, they're all wired in series with the switches, so it turns on one bank, and then it goes up to there to this piece of 1/2-inch conduit, goes up into the light banks. Light banks use 65 watt floodlights, clear. I didn't make it so I can change any of the light bulbs and have different colored light bulbs in the middle or on the sides, so I can have just a little different color tint effect without having to do that on the editing system. And then these are just 1.5-inch height junction boxes with cover plates with 1-inch holes about. Those are screwed onto there, and then I have these little light bulb bases right here. These are open terminals. Can't say that right. So those are bolted down into the box, which they didn't match any of the holes, so I had to drill holes in the boxes and then take some 1.5-inch 632 machine bolts and screw those into the back so those will be held, and it works quite nicely. And then I have terminals on there, and these are all wired in series. As you can see on the back side, these are the little holes I drilled onto there for mounting the little light bulb bases. And I don't know, let's see if I'll raise the tripod up a little bit higher. I have junction box connectors right here to put those spaced in between them, and then it's going to bolt these directly together, but I had to put bolts in between them because otherwise the light bulbs would touch and the cover plates wouldn't be able to be screwed down. So that worked out pretty nicely though. So for transporting this rig, I made it so all you have to do is unscrew that set screw right there. I guess it's not wanting to focus. But that one right there, and the whole light stand comes off, including the switch box. And then this is zip tied there, and so when you want to remove the light banks, all you have to do is unplug those plugs right there, and this whole system comes off of the stand. And then to remove the stand, all you gotta do is undo those little knobs right there, and those legs come out, and fold those in, and then there's a knob right back there that you unscrew, and then those legs collapse into each other, and then it becomes pretty compact for transportation. And I'm just thinking I should make a case to put all those light bulbs in. Maybe one of those really nice shiny metal cases I have. So that's how you transport it. Oh, and also this is on caster wheels, so I can push it around, and the wheels have brakes, which is nice. So that's the basic overall of the light stand. I'll give you a test run. So in the spring or late summer or early summer, I'll give it a coat of flat black spray paint, just to make it look a little bit more professional.